Great to be here with you guys today. Caitlin Clark calling out referees by name. While Stephanie White is busy scared in the press conference, I don't want to say anything. Caitlin Clark saying, nope, I'm going to speak about it. While Stephanie White isn't even saying DeWanna Bonner or Alyssa Thomas's name in the press conference, sticking up for her players, Stephanie White, all you had to do in the press conference was say, hey, the players on the other team, they were playing dirty all game long. DeWanna Bonner or Alyssa Thomas, those two guys were playing dirty.
In a stunning move that nobody saw coming, Caitlin Clark stared straight into the cameras and boldly called out a referee by name, practically challenging the WNBA to respond with disciplinary action. The atmosphere instantly shifted when she mentioned Gerda, a name that is now echoing throughout the basketball world and dominating conversations everywhere. While most rookies choose to stay silent to avoid drawing the league's attention, Clark completely shattered that unwritten rule and sent a powerful message. She is no longer focused solely on playing basketball. She is openly questioning the people responsible for governing the game. This was far more than an emotional post-game reaction. It was a direct challenge to an officiating system that she believes has serious flaws at its core. Now the league finds itself under intense scrutiny, and fans across the country are closely watching every decision that follows.
Play a game, and you're refereeing my games, and my fans see who's refereeing. That's the one. That Gerda, that's the one who we need to look out for. That's the one who might be placing some bets underneath the table, allegedly. Let's get right into it, shall we? Like the video, hit the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Caitlin Clark going extra viral for her comments after the game. Quote, I got a technical for clapping, so we should all just...
A single technical foul ended up igniting a controversy that many fans still cannot believe. According to the reactions surrounding the moment, Clark was assessed a tech for nothing more than clapping her hands, not arguing aggressively, not causing a scene, and not losing control, but simply clapping in frustration. It was the type of decision that immediately raised eyebrows and fueled questions about the consistency of officiating across the league. Rather than staying quiet, Clark addressed the situation head-on, telling reporters that the league might as well go ahead and choose a date for her suspension if actions like that are now considered punishable. Her comments highlighted what she viewed as the complete absurdity of the call, and she delivered them with remarkable confidence and conviction. As the discussion spread rapidly across social media and sports outlets, league officials suddenly found themselves facing growing scrutiny, while Clark's post-game remarks continued generating massive attention and debate.
Extra viral for her comments after the game. Quote, I got a technical for clapping, so we should all just go on the calendar now and pick a game that I'm going to be suspended for if I'm going to get technicals for clapping. I said, okay then, you just don't like competitive basketball, and that's just facts. Now the thing with Caitlin Clark, when she feels she deserves technical fouls, she'll come out in the press conference and say, you know what? I deserved that one. You know what? I earned that technical foul. She's done that on multiple.
What turned this situation into a much bigger story was Clark's decision to specifically identify the official involved, bringing unprecedented attention to someone who would normally remain in the background. By doing so, she shifted the conversation away from a single call and toward the broader issue of accountability within the league's officiating system. The moment instantly sparked intense debate among fans, analysts, and media members, with many closely examining decisions that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. Clark's remarks ensured that the spotlight would no longer be focused solely on the players, but also on the officials responsible for making critical calls during games. As a result, the next time Gerda steps onto the court, far more people will recognize the name and pay closer attention to every decision that follows. It was a bold and calculated move that challenged the status quo, sending a clear message that controversial calls will no longer escape public scrutiny without facing tough questions and widespread discussion.
I don't understand it at all. So even within that, though, how aware do you have to be of the 8 technical fouls?
I mean, I'm going to play with emotion. I'm going to play with passion. And if they're going to give me a technical foul for clapping, then so be it. That's their choice. And the league can come back and review that play. And I'd love to hear what they say of the reasoning of why I got the technical foul in that situation and why other players on their team didn't get a technical foul in that situation. If anything, split it. Okay, fine. Everybody gets a technical foul. That wasn't how they were handed out. So I'd love to know. But obviously, that's what I went to Gerda and said. I said, why'd you give me a technical foul? She said, because I was clapping and instigating. I said, okay, then you just don't like competitive basketball.
Damn.
And that's just facts. That's just reality.
As Caitlin Clark found herself at the center of one of the league's biggest controversies, many fans began turning their attention toward the reaction, or lack of reaction, from the Indiana Fever bench. Stephanie White has faced growing criticism for what some view as an overly cautious approach during press conferences, especially when discussions revolve around the physical treatment Clark receives on the court. Rather than directly addressing specific incidents or individuals, White has often chosen broader and more measured responses, a strategy that has frustrated a large portion of the fan base. Many supporters believe Clark has been forced to handle much of the public scrutiny herself while continuing to absorb hard fouls, criticism, and constant pressure during games. That contrast has created a noticeable disconnect in the eyes of fans, who expected stronger public support for the team's biggest star. As the debate continues to intensify, more people are beginning to question whether Clark is carrying the burden of defending both her performance and her reputation largely on her own.
That's what I went to Gerda and said. I said, why'd you give me a technical foul? She said, because I was clapping and instigating. I said, okay, then you just don't like competitive basketball.
Damn.
And that's just facts. That's just reality. So disappointing from them.
Damn, she made sure we all know her name. Gerda. She made sure we all know Gerda's name moving forward. Gerda. Yeah, why did I get a technical foul and everybody else on the other team didn't get a technical foul? If we're handing out technical fouls for clapping, how come I got a technical and nobody else did? Gerda. Oh, you just don't like competitive basketball then? Oh, okay.
As tensions continue to rise across these highly competitive matchups, many fans believe the level of physical play has reached a point where it can no longer be ignored. Critics have pointed to repeated moments involving hard contact, aggressive challenges, and confrontational tactics that they feel push the boundaries of normal competition. What has fueled even more debate is the perception among some supporters that certain incidents involving Caitlin Clark receive less attention from officials than they deserve. As a result, frustration has continued to build among those who believe there is an inconsistency in how games are being officiated. At the same time, whenever Clark visibly reacts to a call or expresses frustration on the court, those moments often become major talking points and draw immediate scrutiny. That contrast has led to growing accusations of a double standard, with fans increasingly questioning whether the same standards are being applied across the board. Now, after months of intense physical play and nonstop attention, Clark appears more determined than ever to speak her mind and challenge the narrative surrounding her treatment on the court.
That makes sense to me. League. Gerda. And then she even followed up. Hey, how does this, the guy followed up, hey, how does this make you change moving forward? It doesn't. It doesn't. You want to team me up for clapping? Go ahead. You want to team me up for clapping and showing competitiveness? Go ahead. I'd love to see it, Gerda. Oh, yeah. And that's just facts. What a effing
According to many passionate fans and
I'm
commentators,
loving it. I don't give a F
the style
anymore,
of play
Cece.
surrounding
She's
some
tired
of
of
these
the BS with these.
matchups has become increasingly physical, leading to heated debates about where the line between tough competition and excessive aggression should be drawn. Supporters of Caitlin Clark argue that she faces relentless defensive pressure night after night, with opponents doing everything possible to disrupt her rhythm and take her out of her comfort zone. From their perspective, this goes far beyond ordinary defensive intensity and reflects a deliberate effort to challenge one of the league's most recognizable stars at every opportunity. What has amplified the frustration even further is the belief among some fans that stronger public support has not always come from the places they expected. As a result, Clark's willingness to speak openly about these issues has become a major storyline in itself. The message many believe she is sending is simple. If concerns about physical play and officiating are not being addressed, she is prepared to use her voice and influence to keep the spotlight firmly on those conversations, regardless of the criticism or consequences that may follow.
I'm loving I don't give a F anymore, CC. She's tired of the BS with these refs and daring them to suspend her, which she and any of the brain knows is never going to happen. Just like the All-Star vote fans are too easily triggered by BS, this league has business partners and obligations to deliver on. It's a good point. I dare you to suspend me. I dare you to suspend me. See how happy those media partners are if you suspend me on a national TV game. See how happy Peacock is. See how happy NBC is. See how happy Amazon Prime is when you suspend the moneymaker. Ooh, damn. Damn.
Meanwhile, the suspension threat is very real. But Clark's response was absolutely ice cold. She basically told the WNBA to go ahead and do it. She told the media to just go on the calendar and pick the game she's going to be forced to miss. It's a power move that highlights just how much leverage she actually has right now. Does the WNBA really want to suspend the woman responsible for their record-breaking ratings and attention? It's a game of chicken where Clark knows she has the better hand. By daring them to suspend her for clapping, she's highlighting just how ridiculous their disciplinary actions have become in the eyes of many fans. She's calling their bluff in front of a national audience and refusing to back down.
Me on a national TV game. See how happy Peacock is. See how happy NBC is. See how happy Amazon Prime is when you suspend the moneymaker. Ooh, damn. Damn. And folks, this is the clapping. This is the clap that we're talking about. Boom. She sees him. Clap, 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 clap. That's it. That's what you got a technical foul for. Caitlin Clark speaking about Maisha Hines Allen having her back.
Directly or specific words, but I don't know. I appreciate having my back. You know, it's nice to have a teammate like that that's always going to go to battle for their teammate.
You just don't like competitive basketball. That is a heavy accusation to throw at a professional referee. It implies that officials are trying to sanitize the game or, even worse, control it by stripping away the passion that makes competition so compelling. Clark lives and breathes competition, and she's pointing out that technical fouls are increasingly being used to punish emotion rather than misconduct. When the game is on the line and the intensity reaches its peak, she believes officials are inserting themselves into the spotlight. Clark's straightforward attitude is a refreshing change from the carefully scripted PR answers fans usually hear from professional athletes. What makes this situation even more compelling is her honesty throughout the season. She isn't someone who complains about every whistle. On multiple occasions, she has openly admitted when she deserved a technical foul, acknowledging moments when frustration got the better of her. But this situation felt completely different. This was about receiving a technical for clapping, a moment that many viewed as confusing and unnecessary. Because she has been willing to admit her mistakes in the past, her frustration now carries far more credibility. She understands the difference between a legitimate call and what she views as an unnecessary overreaction. The clapping incident is already being discussed by fans as one of the most controversial officiating moments in recent WNBA memory. Imagine being caught up in the emotion of a professional game, clapping your hands to motivate yourself or your teammates, only to hear a whistle and be assessed a technical foul. To many observers, it felt excessive and difficult to understand. Clark has made sure that moment remains part of the conversation, drawing attention to what she sees as a troubling trend. According to her account, the explanation she received afterward only added to the confusion. She said the technical was justified as clapping and instigating, a description that immediately sparked more debate. Clark questioned how a simple clap could be interpreted that way, arguing that such vague standards create too much room for subjective decisions. Her response quickly became one of the most talked about parts of the controversy. She made it clear that she has no intention of changing her competitive style or suppressing her emotions simply to avoid drawing attention from officials. Instead, she plans to continue playing with the same intensity and passion that made her one of basketball's biggest stars, regardless of how much criticism or controversy follows. Now Clark is pushing for answers, demanding that the league office review the play and provide a clear explanation for why a simple clap resulted in a technical foul. She wants to understand the reasoning behind a decision that has sparked widespread debate among fans and analysts alike. With other players often involved in far more heated exchanges without receiving the same punishment, the situation places the WNBA under increased scrutiny. If league officials fully support the call, critics will question the consistency of their standards. If they reverse it, they risk admitting that a mistake was made. Either way, Clark has succeeded in forcing a conversation about transparency and accountability, two issues that continue to dominate discussions around officiating. What frustrates many supporters even more is the perception of a double standard. Clark argued that while she was penalized for clapping, opposing players appeared to engage in more confrontational behavior without facing similar consequences. That naturally raises questions about consistency and fairness. Why was she the one singled out? Why weren't similar actions treated the same way? By drawing attention to those concerns, Clark has made it clear that she believes different standards are being applied, and she is no longer willing to stay silent about it. At the same time, fans are beginning to see a different side of Clark emerge. Gone is the cautious rookie focused solely on avoiding controversy. In her place is a far more outspoken and confident competitor who appears willing to challenge decisions she believes are unfair, regardless of the backlash. That transformation has energized her supporters and generated even more attention around every comment she makes. Many believe her growing confidence comes from understanding the enormous impact she has on the league. Whether it's television ratings, sold-out arenas, or non-stop media coverage, Clark remains one of the biggest attractions in women's basketball. That's why discussions about fines, suspensions, or disciplinary actions often generate so much attention. Supporters argue that her presence drives interest at a level few athletes can match, making every decision involving her a major story. As a result, whenever controversy surrounds Clark, it doesn't just affect one player, it becomes a conversation about the league itself and the direction it wants to take moving forward. From the perspective of many supporters, Clark is shining a spotlight on what they view as a frustrating contradiction within the league. They argue that while her popularity helps drive massive attention, television audiences, and major business opportunities, she is still left dealing with officiating decisions that continue to generate controversy. With major broadcast partners investing heavily in women's basketball, every situation involving Clark quickly becomes a national story. That's why discussions about potential discipline over something as minor as clapping have sparked such strong reactions from fans. Many believe Clark fully understands the influence she carries and is no longer afraid to use that platform to voice concerns that other players might choose to keep private. Fortunately for Clark, she is not facing these challenges entirely on her own. Teammates such as Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith, along with others on the roster, have increasingly shown their willingness to support her during physical and emotional battles on the court. In recent games, fans have noticed more players stepping into difficult moments and matching the intensity of opposing teams when tensions rise. That kind of unity is crucial because no single player can carry every burden alone. While Clark remains focused on scoring, creating opportunities, and leading the offense, having teammates willing to stand beside her helps strengthen the team's identity. Still, many observers believe the larger issue remains officiating consistency. Supporters argue that players should not feel the need to protect one another from situations they believe should be handled by officials in the first place. As debates surrounding these games continue, criticism of refereeing standards has only grown louder. Even neutral viewers have described some contests as overly physical and difficult to manage. When emotions rise and controversial calls pile up, frustration spreads throughout the arena and across social media. Clark's decision to speak openly about those concerns has made her one of the central voices in that conversation. Rather than allowing others to shape the narrative, she has chosen to address the issue directly and publicly. Many fans see this as the next stage of her evolution, not just as a star player, but as someone willing to challenge situations she believes are hurting the game. At the same time, questions remain about how the Fever will navigate these challenges moving forward. With the coaching staff often taking a more measured public approach, many supporters feel additional responsibility has fallen on the players themselves. One thing is clear, fans do not want to see Clark's competitive fire toned down. They believe her passion, intensity, and willingness to speak her mind are a major part of what makes her such a compelling figure in today's game. Many fans believe that trying to limit Clark's personality or turning her into a player who simply passes the ball and avoids controversy would take away one of the biggest reasons people connect with her. The most exciting version of this team, according to her supporters, is one where Clark is free to play with confidence, intensity, and emotion while continuing to express herself honestly. Across social media, reactions have been overwhelmingly strong, with fans praising her willingness to challenge decisions and speak openly about issues she believes deserve attention. Sports audiences today don't just want highlights. They want passion, personality, and authentic competition. Clark has become a central figure in that movement, and every controversial moment only seems to strengthen her connection with supporters. Many fans feel that attempts to silence or discourage her simply make her more relatable and popular among viewers who value authenticity. More importantly, Clark is proving that her impact extends far beyond scoring points or making spectacular plays. She has emerged as one of the most influential voices in the sport, willing to accept criticism while standing up for what she believes. Through her comments and actions, she has sparked conversations about officiating, accountability, and the future direction of the league. Whether people agree with her or not, she has succeeded in making those discussions impossible to ignore. Regardless of what happens next, Clark has already shifted the spotlight onto issues that many fans were already debating. In their eyes, she has challenged the status quo, demanded higher standards, and shown that star players no longer have to remain silent when controversy arises. One thing is certain, the era of the quiet superstar appears to be fading, and Clark continues to embrace a larger role both on and off the court. No matter how much criticism, pressure, or scrutiny comes her way, she shows no signs of backing down anytime soon.